Hi there, it's Gareth from Rockfiend and I'm here backstage at SWG3 in Glasgow with Shane from Those Damn Crows. Shane, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, bro. Good to see you.
It's good to see you, great to be here again. I was just talking before we started the recording there, roughly 2 years ago, almost to the date, since you were last here at SWG3.
That's crazy when you say that, because yes, we've been extremely busy touring around the country, but also abroad. That's 2 years ago. That's insane. That's mental. Yeah.
And a lot's happened in that time. So
yeah,
we could go back to that tour. That was the Inhale Exhale tour.
Yeah.
And that got to number 3 in the charts, and that was an absolute success. It was brilliant. I remember putting it on my Facebook, this band that I liked had got to that, which was a massive achievement. But you've surpassed that now with God Shaped Hole, number 1 in the UK album charts. Wow.
Yeah. I know, it's surreal. I remember us getting the number 3. It went straight in at number 3 and it stayed there. And normally when it goes in that high in the midweek charts, you know, in the next couple of days it drops because all the big acts come in. For it to stay there was a real sort of success for the band. But now we got a number 1. It's like, what? It's incredible, dude. It's been amazing. The Crow family, I say it on every show on this tour, we could not have done it without them. We know exactly what they did for us. And that camaraderie we got, you know, that two-way thing that we got is really special with our fans, and we don't take it for granted. Yeah, it was a real, almost team effort, you know, like with the fans. It was incredible.
So when you look at the albums you've done so far, particularly from Point of No Return on your second album on, it was number 14, I think.
That's right.
Then 3 with Inhale Exhale, and now number 1 with God Shaped Hole. What do you think has built that momentum and allowed the band to build from number 14 up to getting to number 1 in, what is it, 5-6 years?
The one thing I've noticed is that people are messaging and texting and just saying how certain songs resonate with them. I think the connection, whether it be the lyrical content, you know, I go quite deep, I go quite dark, but with all Crow songs, there's a sense of, okay, we're talking about truth and honesty with life and how hard it can be, but ultimately, there's always a way, you know, there's a way to put a look on it, a perspective on it. I think that really resonates with a lot of people. That's just because I've had personal messages, especially off this last album. But, you know, not only is there that type of stuff on the album, there's great energy, great dance songs, great, you know, you can shake your frame to it, you can raise your horns and just sing along choruses, which is so important in the world of rock. And that's so apparent on this last tour. You know, when those choruses come in, everyone can't wait to sing that chorus back to you. And it's the best feeling in the world. Especially when your voice is a little bit off because, you know, you've been touring so much and they take over. It's a wonderful thing, man. But I generally think it's the connection. I think it's just they relate to some of the lyrical content of the songs in general.
So This Time I'm Ready from the last album, Inhale Exhale. Believe it or not, I was looking through my Apple Music app, other ones are available, the other day there. And it's now giving you a top 100 songs of all time in Apple Music from your collection.
Wow.
This Time I'm Ready was sitting at number 4 in mine.
Really?
Now, I knew I listened to it a lot because it's a track, I don't know, there's just something about not just the music, the lyrical content that did connect with me.
Yeah.
But there you go, that's an example. I mean, all the songs in the world, and I listen to a lot of eclectic music.
Yeah.
And that's sitting about number 4. In my Apple all-time listen list.
That's incredible, because that's the good thing about digital stuff, really, isn't it? Like, you can see your algorithm, your patterns, what you listen to, and I mean, yeah, that's incredible. I don't suppose if you would, without the digital side of things, you're putting a vinyl on, you don't know how many times you're doing it, you just do it. That's really interesting, man, and I love that.
So there you go.
4.
I should say I have the vinyl and the CD as well, actually.
Good man.
But, so as I say, we're here in Glasgow now. You've already been through Europe over the past few weeks, and you're now about third into the UK tour, third or fourth in.
Leicester, Leeds, Newcastle,
it's into the fourth, and with a few more to go.
Yeah.
How have you found the tour so far?
Incredible. It's like going out to Germany, Austria, and stuff. It was like, it's really kicked off for us over there. but it almost felt like we've gone back in time to when it started in the UK for us. And then you realise when you come to the UK, and obviously it's bigger venues, more people at those venues, and they are chomping at the bit. And then when they sing back at you, it's a wall of noise. Like our front of house guy, Jake, is commenting every show. It's like, oh, they were so fucking loud. And that's just, but I think that's the difference, you know. We're going away and we're trying new territories, but home, the UK is still going to be, always going to be special. And yeah, I think people are just, they've heard enough of the album now. It's been out long enough to do a tour for them to sing back, you know what I mean? It's wonderful, dude. It's unbelievable.
So what was the thinking earlier in the year? You did a small UK tour back in, was it March, round about then, just round about the time of the album's release into April, and you played smaller venues, considerably smaller than what you'd been doing for the past couple of years. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, just going to places we've never been.
Right.
Not so much the cities, just little towns. And one of the reasons is that we're very close to the community, the Crow family, as we call them, and they were saying, oh, we're not going to see them in small venues anymore. And I just had a chat with the boys and said, why don't we do this little tour where, you know, we could go and sell out bigger venues, but why not? Just give back to the Crow family. You know, they're asking for it, let's do it. And it worked in our favour because they were, you know, they went like hotcakes. They were all sold out, and people got to see us on those smaller venues again. And again, it was like going back in time. But then, you know, doing the larger venues, then it's like it's catered. It's trying to keep everybody happy, which is nigh on impossible. Yeah. But at least we're trying, you know. So
to look at the album itself, God Shaped Hole. So obviously it's come out back in April. Now I've listened to it quite a few times since then, and then, you know, coming to this concert, the ticket as well, I've listened to it more recently. There's a definite shift from the first two albums in the sound. I think that shift started probably a bit with Inhale Exhale, and now I found that with God Shaped Hole, there's a few mellower songs in it. You've got songs like Dreaming, The Night Train, things like that, where you're very comfortable being a bit more stripped back now, particularly your voice. You always have been. You've always tinkered, you know, with different versions of Blink of an Eye, for instance, or you've added some piano versions onto extended album versions, etc. So it's something you're comfortable with. But to me, I've found that, or in my opinion, it sounds as if you're more and more comfortable now with that stripped back sound and letting people, you know, hear your voice in that kind of state. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's certainly not a conscious thing. Like, it wasn't planned as such, but I always say the song is paramount, and sometimes it dictates, like a nice song idea will come into my head, or lyrical content will come into my head, and 9 times out of 10, the guitar, piano, whatever you're playing it on will tell you what that song should be about, how it should be performed. You take it into the rehearsal room with the Crows, and you start playing with ideas, and it kind of organically forms into whatever it is, you know? So it's not like we're going to write this ballad, or we're going to write the slower version, or we're going to write the bluesy or country vibe. It's never that. It's just whatever the song... Yeah, we're dictated by the song. It's the craziest thing. It just happens to be more so on this album. I think it started with Point of No Return, to be honest. Sin on Skin, Kingdom of Dust... I remember being in the recording studio, and we were just like, when recording it, the glass ceiling, as we talked, was smashed to smithereens. We weren't just this rock, loud, turn everything up. It changed. And then with Inhale Exhale, like This Time I'm Ready, we had that slow ballad, and then it turns into a heavier track. We were playing, we were having fun. And it didn't matter if it starts as a ballad or ends as a hard song. So again, it's just whatever it feels right. And what I love about This Time I'm Ready is it's all about people who've passed away, about my father. And just thinking about how hard it was watching him, you know, deteriorate and stuff and passing away. But ultimately at the end then I was angry about it, you know, and letting that anger out is so important in music. So it was about tying in emotions, feelings into music, and I suppose that's that's the essence of music, isn't it? And
that's what gives it the authenticity that people buy into.
Yeah, and I think we were more prone to give it a go, just try stuff, and I think that happened on Port No Return in LX Sales. So you're right, there has been a slight gradual, not change, it's still Crows. There's still heavy songs on the album, but we're not afraid to try anything. That's the truth.
Excuse me. So we now get to God Shaped Hole. The album's recorded, comes out, number 1 in the charts. Now I think younger people might not be able to put this into the perspective and what a success this was, because you go back 20 years, excuse me again, excuse me.
Water?
No, I'm fine, okay. You go back 20 years, you'd have been on Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
You'd have been the Graham Norton show, you'd have been the Jonathan Ross show. You would have been.
I know.
Number 1 album would have been there.
Yep.
So this is a phenomenal success and one that you absolutely deserve to celebrate and be proud of. But what's your next move from here?
Basically, it's a really sort of interesting time, because we're already right in. So literally 10 minutes before you walked in, myself and Lloyd going through a song. He came up with a riff yesterday, and I've already put stuff to it. So we're right in. That's the truth. It's going to be interesting, because there's going to be a few changes within the team, backstage, I guess. So it's a really exciting time. It's a bit unknown. We don't know where we're going. It's hard to really explain this, but it's difficult to put into words. There's going to be changes, and I'm hoping, well, I'm sure it's going to be in the right direction. So it's exciting, but a little bit, I don't know what the word is, daunting, I guess, because it's the unknown. But we're constantly right in. That is the key thing here. Is we're right in some pretty good stuff, man. Even if I say so myself, it's class.
Exciting times ahead.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I'm not want to coffin you here when you get on stage. So listen, I'll end this here and say thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you, brother.
Exciting times ahead, Shane.
Thank you, dude.
Those damn Crows, middle of the UK tour. We're looking forward to what comes next. Thanks for speaking to Rockfiend.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.